Hey everyone, welcome to Bedrock AgentCore workshop series. I am Vijender Singh and this is our grand finale. But we will have one more lab that would be a cleanup lab. But this is the final piece of the puzzle. So let me tell you where we are. So our 5 labs, we have built something incredible. So an AI agent that reasons and uses different tool. We added persistent memory that personalize every interaction. And we shared enterprise tool behind a secure gateway. And later we put a production deployment that auto scales automatically. And then we added continuous quality monitoring that will make sure that the issues are captured automatically. But here's the thing, right now the only way to talk to our agent is through an API call with a JWT token and a JSON payload. So try explaining that to your grandmother. Try telling your customers to invoke the runtime with a barrier token in an authorization header. That's not a product, that's a developer tool. So today we crossed the finish line. We are building a customer facing web application, a chat interface where humans can type questions and get answers. No API calls, no tokens to manage, no JSON to pass, just having a pure conversation. So by end of this video, you will have a Streamlit web application with a professional chat UI. We will have a secure login via Amazon Cognito, where we will have username and password, just like an app. And we will have a real-time streaming response, so watching the agent think and response at live. We will have a session management, persistent conversation that survive page refresh, and performance metrics, response time for transparency. This is where everything we have built becomes a product. Let's finish the journey. So we started from very basic. We just had a customer agent, we were having tools, and we were having an LLM. Now it's a complete end-to-end architecture, because this is the moment where everything is getting connected. Starting from the left, a real customer with a web browser. They navigate to your application URL. Streamlit frontend, which is our web application. It will handle the login UI through talking with Cognito for authentication. Then we will have a chat interface which sends message and display responses. We will have a session manager which maintains conversational threads, and we will have a streaming display showing responses as they are getting generated. So we have Amazon Cognito, which authenticates the user and issues with a JWT token. So the front end stores this token and passes it with every request. And then we have AgentCore Runtime. So this will authenticate the request, validate the JWT token, and run our agent code. And then the brain of the orchestration, the agent. So we have a couple of tools already integrated, couple of tools integrated through gateway via MCP, and we have a memory manager already. Then we have AgentCore observability and AgentCore evaluation to make sure that it has been traced and conversations are scored in the background. So the customer sees none of this complexity. They see a chat box, they type a question, they get a response. That's it. All the engineering, the gateway, memory, runtime, evaluation, it's invisible. It's all infrastructure has been taken care of. So that's a production software. Let's build the front end. So step 1 would be installing our dependencies. So our Streamlit app needs its own set of dependencies. So we will quickly install them. So this will install Streamlit and supporting libraries for our chat interface. So Streamlit is a Python framework that runs scripts into web application with minimal code. No HTML, no CSS, no JavaScript. Perfect for building data application chat interface quickly. So dependencies are already installed. Now let me explain what we are about to deploy. So in step 2, which is understanding the front-end architecture, before we launch the app, let's look at how it's structured. So the application has 3 core files. So first is the main.py. So this is the main Streamlit application. This is the entry point. It handles the login page with username and password field. It authenticates with Cognito, exchanging credentials for JWT token, and the main chat interface layout. And it also has the session state management. Then we have chat.py. So this is the brain of the front end. It manages communication with AgentCore Runtime, sending authenticated requests with the JWT token, handling streaming response from the agent, and managing conversation history and session IDs. Then we have chatutils.py. So this is a utility function which helps us to format agent responses for display. It will render the markdown, code block, and structured content. Then it will also have a displaying performance metrics and managing the chat message display. We have one more file which is a SageMaker helper.py. So a helper that generates accessible URLs for the application while running it in workshop environment. So now let me walk through the key concept in this architecture. So the authentication flow would be critical. So it's how we bridge human with a password to authenticate API call with JWT. So customer will open the app, sees the login form, and they enter username and password. So front end calls Cognito Authentication API, and Cognito validates credential and returns three things. Firstly, it will return an access token. This is the user identity, and then it will have an ID token which contains user information, and refresh token. So let us give new tokens when the access token expire, which is usually 2 hours. And then we have front end which is storing the tokens in Streamlit session state. And every message to the agent includes the access token in an authorization header. And AgentCore Runtime validates the token before processing. So the customer doesn't know any of this is happening. They just logged in and start chatting. But behind the scenes, every single message is cryptographically authenticated. So for the streaming app, the second key feature is streaming. So in lab 4 and 5, we got responses as a single block. The agent thinks, processes, and returns everything at once. That's fine for API testing, but terrible for user experience. Imagine a user is asking a complex question and staring at a screen for 15 seconds. You would think the app is broken. With streaming, the front end receives the response token by token as the agent is generating. So the customer sees text appearing live, like watching someone typing. So this helps reduce persist latency dramatically, gives visual feedback that the system is working, and creates a more natural conversational feel. So let the customer start reading before the full response is ready. So the Streamlit app uses streaming containers to render each chunk as it received. So next is session management. So third is session management. So Streamlit is stateless by default. Every interaction reruns the script. But we need persistence. Chat history should survive page refresh. The same session ID should be maintained throughout a conversation. New conversations should be getting a new session IDs. So we use Streamlit's session state to maintain this. So it will have the authentication tokens, the full chat history, the current session ID, and user preference and settings combined with AgentCore memory from lab 2. So let's launch the customer facing app. So here two things are happening. We generate an accessible URL. In the workshop environment, this creates a proxy URL that you can open in your browser. We start the Streamlit server on port 8501. So this cell will run continuously. The Streamlit server stays live until you stop it. So with Ctrl+C or interrupt the kernel, you can stop it. Make sure your AgentCore runtime from lab 4 is still deployed and ready. Your Cognito tokens are valid for 2 hours. If they expire, they would need to re-authenticate. So let me quickly launch it. So there's our URL. So there it is. It's a professional login page, username and password, sign in button. And this is what your customer sees, not a Jupyter notebook, not an API interface, a simple, clean login form. Let me sign in with our test credentials, which is this. Perfect. Now we have authenticated. And in background, what happened is we called the Cognito initiate auth API, validated our credentials, received the JWT token, and stored them in session state. And this redirected to our chat interface. And here we are, the customer support chat interface. So this is what production AI looks likes to a customer. Simple, approachable, no technical knowledge required. Let's try to have a conversation with this now. Okay, so let's ask some question. What are the specifications of the gaming console pro? And it takes some time, but it is able to respond with the correct response. So here, since we have not specified anything like Lenovo laptop or something, it just gave us the response saying that what kind of technical specifications are you looking for. And if we provide more details, it will be able to give us the response. Okay, now I will be going through some already sampled questions. Okay, let's start with a question. How do I fix my laptop blue screen? So now we are asking about a laptop. So it asks that what kind of laptop do you prefer? So then we are writing that it's a Lenovo ThinkPad related. So based on Lenovo ThinkPad, here are specific troubleshooting steps. So it is able to identify the product information and give us the relevant information out of it. Let's try one more. So in this scenario, what we did is we refreshed the page and now we are trying this question again. So it should now remember the memory it persisted earlier. So now we are asking, can you tell me again how do I fix my laptop? So given that we have not informed that it's a Lenovo laptop, it should able to get the information from the persistent memory and give us the result. So here you can see based on the information about your Lenovo ThinkPad experiencing blue screen issues, here are troubleshooting steps. So it remembered what we discussed earlier and is able to answer this based on the memory it has. So let me pull the curtain on what just happened during that demo. So every single message went through this journey. So customer typed a message, Streamlit captured it. Then frontend sent an authenticated HTTP request, which is a JWT token in the authorization header, and it hits the AgentCore Runtime endpoint. Then runtime validates this JWT token and confirm if this user is who they claim to be. After which runtime invoked our entry point function, which we completed in lab 4, and then agent reasons about the query and selects the appropriate tools. So then it calls the gateway tool, which is MCP client authenticated with the same JWT, and it calls the relevant lambda to get the information. For local tools, it will directly call and get the information. At the same time, it will also retrieve the memory session. So whatever is relevant preferences and facts from lab 2, it will be able to retrieve during the time. And agent will then compose a response which will be streamed back through runtime to the correctness and tool selection. And frontend will display token live. So with this step, the customer saw only able to see the response the answer and got their and response. Observability, that's the magic of captures the trees. So complexity hidden behind simplicity. And at the same time, asynchronous job will be triggered, which will be like evaluations will be sampled during the session, and there will be metrics captured for those samples. That is, so with this we have completed lab 6 and the workshop is completed. So let me take you through the entire journey we just finished. So in lab 1, which was the brain, we built an agent from scratch. We used 4 tools. We created a system prompt and used starts agent to orchestrate everything. And we proved an agent that can do a customer support. In lab 2, we added a persistent memory. So it made personal for each user. And we had 2 types of memory. We used a short-term memory for current session related memory and long-term memory to get more preference and facts about the user. So in lab 3, what we did, we made shareable and secure tools. So we created AgentCore gateway centralized tool behind MCP, and we used AgentCore identity, which handles authentication. And on top of it, we saw AgentCore policy, which enforced CIDR based access controls. So one tool, infinite agents. In lab 4, we gave it infrastructure, which is AgentCore Runtime. So it deployed it to production with just 4 lines of code. So auto scaling, session isolation, complete observability, and everything was managed by runtime. In lab 5, we made it accountable. So AgentCore evaluations monitored every conversation, goal success, correctness, and tool selection. And lab 6, we made it human. So this is a web application where customers just go chat, interact and get their response with ease. So all this engineering happened in background, and we are getting a full UI, full infrastructure output exactly. So that's the journey from prototype to production with Amazon Bedrock Agent Core. So we used 9 services: runtime, identity, gateway, policy, code interpreter, browser, memory, observability, and evaluations. And this all were part of Agent Core. And we were able to build a production grade, secure, personalized, observable, quality monitored customer support agent. So where do we go from here? So here are some ideas. Customize the UI. Brand it with your company's color, design system, and your logo. Add more tools. Connect with your CRM tool or your ticketing tool or your inventory database. Every enterprise API can become an MCP tool in Gateway. Amazon Nova models also support multiple languages, so try experimenting it with multiple languages and see if the use case fits in. Also build custom CloudWatch dashboard for your support team so that they can track resolution rate, common issues, and tool usage patterns. Also try experimenting with mobile optimization. So Streamlit is really responsive, but you can build a native mobile application or mobile experience with the same runtime endpoint. Then you can also build custom evaluators. So this is really important, where you can create your own specific evaluators for your domain. For example, policy, compliance, tone, consistency, escalation, accuracy, etc. And remember, lab 7 is the cleanup lab, where when you are doing any experiments, it's very important to tear down all the resources so that you are not getting any surprise build. So this has been Amazon Bedrock Agent Core Workshop series from prototype to production. If you made it through the entire series, congratulations. You know how to build, deploy, and monitor production AI agents on AWS. If this series helped you, like, subscribe, and share with your team. Drop a comment with what you are going to build with Agent Core, and if you have any issues, doubt, or any suggestion, feel free to add it in our comment. I am Vijender Singh. Thank you for watching. Go build something amazing.